Hi everyone. So this is another extract of a chapter of my book that I wanted to share with you on the symbolism of the sword, because the sword is an important symbol in the Magdalene tradition as well. This time I'm using the symbolism of Excalibur, very present here in Avalon and in Arthurian myth and legend. The chapter is called Storing Away Excalibur, and it starts with, there is nothing more urgent or important in life than fully embodying who we really are right here and now. One of the symbols that is present in many myths and legends all over the world is the sword or lance of justice. Each time it appears, it carries a similar meaning and represents an energy that restores balance and realigns a reality, bringing it back to harmony. Another place where the symbol or the lance of justice or harmony appears is the mythical land of Avalon, where it takes on the shape of Excalibur, King Arthur's famous sword. There are different versions of the Arthurian legend. In certain accounts, Arthur receives his sword from the Lady of the Lake, and in others he extracts his sword from a stone. In both versions, he acquires his sword by the grace of the feminine, either as a Lady of the Lake or as Mother Earth. Arthur represents a masculine polarity and the idea of the just and benevolent father figure, but he was only able to maintain his rule in Avalon because he was balanced by his female counterpart, Guinevere. Excalibur is the tool that allowed him to rule in a just and honest way, helping him bring chaos back into alignment and harmony. The sword pierces and organizes chaos and transforms it into harmony. The hidden message is that harmony is obtained and chaos is vanquished through alignment and inner balance. A lesser known part of the Arthurian legend is that Excalibur came with a scabbard. Considered a mere detail in Arthur's story, it may in fact be of vital importance and essential to understanding the real meaning of the sword's symbolism. This seems to be confirmed by Merlin's insistence upon the safekeeping of the scabbard because, according to him, it is the scabbard and not the sword that will ensure Arthur stays safe from harm. Which brings us to what we are all collectively being asked to do at this specific moment in time. We are being asked to store Excalibur away, inside its scabbard where it belongs. This means that instead of using our strength to slay our enemies on the outside, we are asked to return our power to its sacred recipient, our bodies, and return our strength and fire to the center of our own being, so that we may act in a just and strong manner at every moment of life. Symbolically, the sword represents the alignment of our entire being to our inner truth and core energy. The sword represents the axis of our being, or our energetic spinal cord, without which we crumble and fall or succumb to external attacks. When we are in alignment, we are connected to the source of our soul, and our life shows perfect coherence with what we feel and how we act, between who we are and what we do. When a person is aligned, they are firmly grounded, which makes them hard to destabilize. Their inner harmony translates into good mental and physical health, and they come across as confident individuals who own their talents and know how to deploy them to realize their dreams. These are people whose life has meaning and who are fulfilling their purpose. We can easily understand alignment when we use the image of a hurricane. A tornado is a cataclysmic and violent event. It uproots trees, overturns trucks, destroys buildings. The eye of the storm, however, is always calm. Being centered and aligned is like being in the eye of the storm. Our central position allows us to look at the situation from every point of view, without being disrupted by what is going on around us. We witness the storm, but we do not take part in it. If we move just a little off center, we will start to feel the effects of the chaos that is going on around us. And the further away we move from our center, the more we will be influenced by what is going on outside ourselves. If we lose contact with our axis entirely, we will completely lose control over our body and actions and be helplessly carried away by the hurricane like a rag doll. When we drift away from our own source, we lose our alignment. We leave life's natural flow and we will start to encounter more and more obstacles on our path. The first symptoms of moving away from our source are an increasing mental and physical fatigue. The more we drift away from our center, the weaker we will feel, the more difficult life will seem to us. Our inner sword, our alignment, is our support pillar. The further away we drift from our internal support system, the more unstable and fragile we feel. The good news is that even when we stray, there is always the possibility to get back to our center. No matter how far we've wandered off or how long we've been stuck in chaotic patterns, there is always a spark in our hearts that is waiting to ignite and that wants to go back to source. The longer we wait, however, the harder it becomes to turn around our lives. The moment we realize that we are not being honest with ourselves, we should seize the opportunity to turn the tide and instead of letting our fears hold us back. We all have the right to make mistakes. We have the right to change our opinion and our vision, and we owe it to ourselves to change when a situation no longer suits us, or when we start to feel the diversions between who we are and how we live. The only real mistake would be to stubbornly trudge along the same path once we notice it isn't right for us anymore. The only real tragedy would be to silence our inner voice once again because of some misplaced sense of pride and thus commit a serious act of violence towards ourselves. Coherence is not something we can put off to a later moment in time. There's nothing more urgent or important in life than fully embodying who we are right here and right now.